Hello everyone, my name is Yakor. I'm a one-trick Wolverine player, and today I'm going to be teaching you some fundamentals and beginner tips to help you start your journey into climbing with Wolverine. What are some credentials, you may ask? Well, I have around 40 hours played with him, hit Eternity with him whenever they didn't ban him, and was a consistent top 500 Doomfist player back on Overwatch. And today, to help me, I have a special guest. Hey, I'm Hush.
Hello.
Hello. To start off, I'm going to do a basic rundown of his kit, but if you already know how he's played and how he works, then skip to this timestamp. But before getting to his basic attacks and abilities, I'm going to first explain his passive, Berserker's Rage, because it's very important to understand how that works if you want to play Wolvie effectively. How his passive works is that whenever you take or deal damage, his rage meter will begin to increase, and the more rage you have, the more damage all your attacks and abilities will do. So this even includes like the landing on your ship, your ult, everything you do will have increased damage. So it's important to keep that rage meter up. His primary attack is Savage Claw. It's a 4-hit attack that does % health damage. So what that means is the more health the target has, the more damage you'll be doing to him. And how much damage did that do?
111.
111? Okay. But now if we do it to a squishier target like a DPS, how much did that do?
79.
Yeah, so basically just the more damage, or sorry, the more health the target has, the more damage you'll be doing to him. That's all you really need to know. And that does increase with your rage as well. His secondary attack is Vicious Rampage. It's a short dash that does damage at the end of its strike. It's good for getting out of fights or closing the gap if you need to chase an enemy. Wolverine's next ability is Feral Leap. When you activate this ability, Wolverine will leap off the ground, grabbing any enemy that you connect with. And after you land with this ability, his primary attack will become enhanced, allowing you to slash faster and do more damage. His next ability is Undying Animal. When you activate this ability, it'll give you 50% reduced damage for the next 5 seconds. So this is a headshot without the ability active. Brings me down to 60. And this is with 50% damage reduction.
A sniper. Great.
Only brings me down to 180. So it's a pretty good ability for reducing damage overall. And for his final ability, he has his Last Stand, which is his ultimate. Wolverine will lift up anyone into the air, and you can activate it again or left click to slam any enemy down to the ground, dealing massive damage. And this also scales with rage. So if I had rage, he'd probably be down to like a quarter HP or something. Also, don't forget that with this ability, you can hit multiple people in the air. And to end off his kit, he has Regenerative Healing Factor. How this passive works is that whenever you reach 0 HP as Wolverine, your passive will pop, and you'll gain an HP shield based on the amount of rage that you have built. So since I have 0 rage right now, if my passive pops, I'll gain like a 160 HP shield, just because he did some damage to me. But since I have 100 rage right now, so if he pops my passive right now, I get a 300 HP shield. So it scales with the amount of rage that you have. And when this passive ends, all your rage will go back down to 0, and whatever remaining HP or HP shield you have will get converted into HP health. And also remember that when your passive ends, it goes on a long 90-second cooldown. But for every kill and assist that you get, it'll reduce the cooldown by 10 seconds. So just remember that every kill and assist, 10 seconds off the passive. Alright, and that's Wolverine's basic kit. Now we can get into the fundamentals and tips and tricks with him. His first fundamental is understanding his role in the team and his playstyle. So for his role, he's a tank buster and a kidnapper. So what you want to be doing most of the time is focusing the tanks, and after you're done focusing the tanks, you could kidnap other people. But you mainly just want to be focusing on the tanks and just making their lives absolutely miserable. And the best way to do this is to set up your kidnaps. So you'll want to be playing behind cover like this, and when the enemy tank is pushing up, you just wait for him to push up, and then you just simply take him into your team, and you can burst them. So this is how you'll mainly be playing Wolverine. You'll just be setting up those kidnaps, and you're just going to want to dash on them, and then leap on them. The easiest way to land your leaps is by getting closer to them. So the closer you can be to the enemy, the better. And for attacking, it's similar, but there's 2 main playstyles that I like to do. I either like to flank around, or I like to do the similar playstyle where I hide behind a box. Flanking is more map dependent, but it can be done on every map. For this map specifically, I like to flank around on the right side, because this is where enemies will be holding on high ground. And here, you can easily take them off, because they're not going to be expecting it. And for the other playstyle, like I was mentioning, the one that's more similar to defense, it's the same idea where you hide behind walls and you wait for the enemy. Except they won't push up as much this time, so you have to engage. So engage with your E, so you'll take less damage. Go for a right click and leap. The second fundamental to playing Wolverine is learning to play around your passive and your cooldowns. Your passive is basically a second life. It allows you to do way more risky plays that you couldn't usually do. Like, you get away with so much dumb shit with this passive, and it getting popped by random poke damage or like a hawk arrow is probably one of the worst feelings in the world. So what you want to do before you engage a fight is you want to pop your damage reduction and then go for the kidnap. This will reduce the chance of them popping your passive and you dying in general. So remember, before engaging a fight, always pop that E. Also, Wolvie is a very cooldown heavy character, so you're always going to want one of your abilities to escape. If you don't have any escape abilities, you're just going to get fucking demolished. Besides your leap, your other biggest game changer is your ult. Your ults can actually single-handedly win you team fights. It's best used when you have 100% rage and your passive is up, so you don't risk dying. You want to play aggressively when you see an opportunity. You can even use the movement cancel tech to go into the enemy if you have 100% rage. Now that I've explained his two basic fundamentals, it's time to get into the tips and tricks with Wolvie. And for our first tip, Wolvie has an animation cancel with his primary attack. Another trick with Wolverine is ledge dropping. This is most effective against non-mobile characters and can be a little difficult to pull off at first, but after some consistent practice, it'll get you some easy kills. And it looks like this. And now for more of a niche tip with the Hulk team up. Imagine this is a ledge right here. Instead of just ledge dropping them normally, what you can do is you can initiate the team up with Hulk. You can grab him and Hulk can actually grab you, pulling you to safety while them dying. A little niche, but it can be applicable. And probably his most important tip yet is the fact that your leap actually has a hitbox behind him. So instead of doing kidnaps like this, where you go from your front, you get a pretty good distance, but you could do it more effectively by just dashing on them and then using the hitbox behind them to go. And what that would look like in real time is this. You go much further and the enemy has less time to react to it. Another tip with Wolverine is that if you miss your leap, you can still dash in the middle of it to your enemy, so you can still slash them and get the full effect of your enhanced attack. Like this. One of the most asked questions that I get is how to land your leaps more consistently. And with the thing that I always answer with is just being closer to the enemy. The closer you are to your enemy, the easier it's going to be to land. Other than that, it's just consistent practice. There's not really much to it. Another trick with Wolverine is you can cancel your shift momentum with E, allowing you to go much further. That'll look like this. You can also add some bunny hops at the end of it, so you can preserve your momentum. Alright, that's all the tips and tricks that I got for y'all. Now I want to show you guys some of the spots that I like to play at on certain defensive maps. And for Spider Island's hybrid map, I like to play here.
Got eyes on some. Let's do this.
Here.
Coming at you.
And here.
Let's do this.
For the Loki map, I like to play here. Here.
Let's do this.
And here.
Coming at you. Rage.
And for the Spider Island's payload map, I like to play here.
Let's do this.
Here.
Coming at you.
Here.
Let's do this.
Here.
Coming at you. No holding back.
And here.
Coming at you. No holding back.
For the Black Panther payload map, I like to play here.
Coming at you.
Here.
You're mine.
Here.
You're mine.
Here.
Let's do this.
And here.
Coming at you.
For the Venom payload map, I like to play here.
Coming at you.
Here.
You're mine. Endless.
Here.
You're mine. Endless.
Here.
Coming at you.
Good. Ow.
Here.
Let's do this. Endless.
And here.
You're mine.
Alright guys, that was my Wolverine guide. Let me know what you thought, and if you have any suggestions or feedback, let me know in the comments. And thanks for watching. Bye bye.
Come on, Neymar. Oh my god, it took him.